Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast.
Where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
With trap beats playing in the background.
I was about to say, all things classical music and being sleepy in the profession.
All right, like y'all.
It's 2:44 a.m.
This episode goes out in a smooth 5 hours. What the heck? How did this happen? Whoa.
Busy.
It's probably the worst it's been.
You know what?
We have to reset. We have to like recalibrate because we used to be putting out episodes like the week before.
No, a 42 episode season seems about right.
Can you imagine if we people would give up on us? They'll be like, all right, y'all. So
Right. First of all, that's our bad.
Also, like a 42 episode season. What kind of season is that? But like the girl,
42 weeks. Almost a freaking year. Literally 10 weeks shy of a year. Like
we would literally like that would be over for us. It would be literally over for us.
See you guys in 42 weeks.
42 weeks on, you can go back and listen.
What an embarrassment.
Like yikes. Remember someone was like, what's gonna happen to the podcast now that you graduated? Along my girl, we still chugging along. This ain't going nowhere. Next week you'll hear that might could probably could. Now we slap happy. What the heck? Next week you'll hear why we are recording at this ungodly hour. Right. Y'all know it's way past my bedtime. Like, oh, not way past. I normally go to bed at 12. At the latest.
Sometimes I'll be asleep early. If I'm really tired from work, like, I might could go to sleep at like 9.
I really played myself in high school. Like, high school, I was like, I mean, I was eating like a whole bunch of zebra cakes, but like, I was like the healthiest with sleep. Like, I would have been, like, I remember I'll be on the phone. I was studying for the APUS exam, and it was 9:00, and I was on the phone with my former friend, and I was like, "So I'm going to bed." And she's like, "Are you kidding?" And I'm like, "Naomi, if I know it or I don't, but you know what's gonna happen? Like, I need to get my full 8 hours, so you can stay up and cram. I'm going to bed. Like, it's over. Like." Period. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I have a friend that in high school, she doesn't do this anymore, but in high school she would always try to FaceTime me at like 11 or 11:30, and I'm like, sis, I'm getting ready for bed. Like, and especially because I knew the FaceTime call was gonna last at least 2 to 3 hours. So like, and as soon as I realized it was starting to be a habit, I was like, I'm not answering.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel you on that. Like, I used to get, like, honestly, I would 8:00 sometimes and, like, sleep straight through to 6:00 in the morning to get up. Like, now it's like, if we can get 5 hours, like, that's great.
I would love a nice 9 hours a night.
But for me to get 9 hours, I can't just sleep 9 hours. I'm gonna have to go to bed earlier because I'm gonna wake up at the same time every day, regardless. It's annoying. Except for that 1 hour y'all wore me out, and I woke up at like 12. Okay, 1 hour to get ready for rehearsal. Anyway, what's the news?
All right, so we're speeding through this week.
Why would you jinx it? Now we're gonna be here for 20 hours.
That's true. I just mean we're speeding through the news, which is the truth. Just wanted to give you guys an employment opportunity.
The Lenny Classical Music Festival launching next week. The Lenny Classical Music Festival. DCMF.
Who would
the Kumuf.
What?
The Kumuf.
The Kumuf. What the heck? First of all, who will come with it?
Why not?
They'd be like, the what?
The Kumuf. You going to the Kumuf? Yeah. Period, poo.
Right.
Shout out to Jason.
Yeah, shout out to Jason.
Wow. What was that
I
about?
refuse to be on this episode.
Oh, yeah, freaking Jason. I don't like Jason at all. I'm going to play this for him, too. I don't like him at all.
By the way he reacted, you would never believe that people actually wanted to be on this show.
Jason. But he had his reasons why tonight he didn't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can take what y'all want, but tonight he was not feeling it. But
So anyway, back to this employment opportunity.
And the come off. Oh, you can talk about that after.
Great. Yeah, I'll get to that. So the New World Symphony is hiring a new senior vice president for institutional culture and inclusion, which I think it is very important for somebody
Black
of melanated descent. Right.
Yeah, we are tired. Okay.
To be in this position. If you don't know, New World Symphony is an orchestral academy that prepares graduates in music programs for leadership roles in professional orchestras and ensembles. It has been around for 31 years, which I didn't even know.
Dang.
Right. It's helped launch the careers of more than 1,150 alumni worldwide, and 90% of whom are active musicians making a difference in the field of classical music. So that's a little bit about the organization. The position as the senior vice president of institutional culture and inclusion is a key member of the senior leadership team, and they collaborate with the artistic director, the CEO, and they build upon current institutional human resource capabilities for the New World Fellows and the staff. And yeah, I think we've talked about this a couple times, especially like with major orchestras and other stuff, how it's just important to have somebody of color in the room,
because y'all be cutting up for no reason
when it comes to like cultural and inclusion things, because you'd be surprised how many things people don't think about.
Jasmine was telling me about whatever organization she worked for, and let's just say, I'm not gonna take too much but she was like watching them have a conversation about like how to have more people of color included. She was like, it was like watching a comedy sketch, because they be so like confused, like, so maybe what if we got Young and May to come and then it's not hard to hire somebody black.
We put some little fried chicken morsels leading up to
like Hansel and Gretel. What if we just hire somebody black? Like, I don't understand. And then what Jessica? Oh, you weren't there. What Jessica said there was a panel at Gateways.
I forgot we need to talk about that.
Yeah, there was a panel at Gateways, and Jessica was like, she wanted to get into arts admin and like applied to over 100 jobs and got an interview for 3 of them. Yeah, because of like y'all don't want to let black people into these spaces. Like, it's freaking weird. Like, y'all are weird as heck, but y'all don't want us there, but you want to try to appeal to us so you can get a tax write-off. Okay, I can't say. I want to say this because like the world must know. So I'm not gonna tell you who, and I'm not gonna tell you what institution, but I'll tell you after, of course. But a friend of ours applied to a music school in this country, and when he got there to the audition, they were like, oh, we've never had a person of color, or a black person, I can't remember, a person of color in this department, so you'll fill our quota for affirmative action. I was like, they said it to your face?
What the heck?
Yo,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. No.
I'm like, I hear stuff about, I hear stuff like this all the time, but like, they said it to his face. I don't know. Meanwhile, I don't know what I would do.
Know who this is? You got probably the smartest person in your whole department.
Like, literally, maybe like
he's the smartest person I know.
Yeah, like freaking Tyler Richard. Like, when them two got together, and I'm like, let me move before y'all start talking about quantum physics and like.
For real, they was talking about technically with the laws of psychology.
I'm like, shut up. Right like, shut up. Like, don't nobody want to hear about that.
That guy's brain is bigger than all of y'all's put together, and then on steroids. Like, when
I tell you I was dumbfounded, I couldn't imagine someone saying that to my face and me being like, yeah, sign me up so I could be y'all puppet. Huh? It's pathetic. Y'all are pathetic.
That is crazy.
And I feel like what I noticed about some of the old heads in classical music, like, they don't know what to say to black people at all. Mm-hmm. Like, calling us ethnic, or like, who was it? I don't remember.
Dang, you have got a realization.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody. Okay, I can't remember the details. I'm not gonna say who, but that's not the point. Y'all living crazy lives. Maybe because I had like my undergraduate teacher, like as a person, like she's not gonna say that. She also grew up in the same city that I grew up in. Like she was around black people. She's also not a terrible person, so that helps. And then my VO teacher was black, and so it's like I didn't have these problems. But okay, so this instrumentalist went to a lesson, and then like I don't remember what they did. I think they like cut their hair or something in the next lesson. The teacher went, oh, like you look like okay, I don't remember the exact words because it's escaping me because probably my brain like deleted, but basically like you look so much neater, like you look so much like more kept, like
wow, you look so much more racist.
Y'all, this field is ridiculous. Like it's so freaking ridiculous.
It's so crazy what some people think is a compliment. Like,
but I don't understand. Okay, like you,
like you're not like the rest of them.
Like, when is it to Mr. Taylor?
On what freaking planet is that a compliment? What the heck?
Like when I've said it in the show before when Mr. Taylor was like, oh, when that person was like, oh, no, George, like you're not. I don't see you as black. I'm like, that's funny. That's the first thing I noticed in the morning. Like, you're freaking weird. Like, you need to fix that. Like, what?
Taylor for that. Like,
and like, out of all the girls to say it to, you said it to the wrong one.
Right.
Like, because
I see you as black. What the heck?
And Mr. Taylor will make you look dumb. He's so freaking smart. Like, he will make you like feel embarrassed. You should feel embarrassed for that.
You should feel embarrassed. Like, what the heck? Then how do you see black people?
And if you don't know what to say, don't say anything.
Why is that a good thing that you don't see me as black? Ugh.
And also, like, I don't understand when I go to a different country, when I meet people that aren't like me, I don't be saying racist things. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how it's like racism is your default.
Right. Like, I don't understand how it's such a big deal to see people that don't look like you. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's literally just a person that's different, like, than you. like, and you're different from them, and they don't care. So why do you care? Like,
I'm so freaking lost. Whoa, Nelly. I don't even know how we got here, but I had to tell you that. Yeah. Like, I was blown away.
That is crazy.
Because these experiences that people be talking about, like, I've never had them. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, I feel like some people, like, especially when you're not, like, I feel like when people are more comfortable around you and they feel like they can sneak that by you, then they will. And so sometimes when black people are more reserved, they're more introverted, I feel like people may take that as like, oh, well, they're not that loud, get a black person, so I can slide this by them. Because, you know, that person is more, you know, introverted and, you know, and quiet and keeps to himself. Like, they may have thought, like, oh, he's not like the rest of them, so I can say that to his face.
Yeah, because they
would never, ever say that to you or me. Like,
yeah, because, like, all black people are the same. Like, we're all loud and ghetto.
Right. Monolith over here.
That makes sense, because, like, all white people are the same, right?
Right. Everyone who has any one thing in common is exactly identical, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, it's only, like, 6 types of people on the planet.
Right, you didn't know that?
That's it.
Right.
Period. That's all. The end. Like, y'all confuse me in a way that's, like, embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed for some of y'all. Like, the fact that y'all even got this far is amazing. Like, wow.
Astonishing,
really. Ugh. Maybe I'm just going to stay with Mr. Taylor forever, because it's like my face gonna be looking different if you try to say something to me. Like, what am I gonna do? Like pipe up on my freaking studio teacher?
Right. I'm so glad I've never had an experience like that with my teacher.
Also,
my teacher's
or like old heads and stuff. Mm-hmm. I feel like old heads. I mean, you literally watch the field change. Like, I don't understand. Okay, I'm lost. I don't have anything else to say. So. Right. Add to our quota. You're pathetic. You are pathetic.
Meanwhile, how about add to? You know how much of an asset? Okay.
In the year of our Lord 2019. You're pathetic.
Yuck. Wishing nothing but the worst.
The absolute worst.
Log short pier.
Thunder fire upon you.
Oh my gosh.
Are we moving on?
Yep.
Okay. So I was somewhere on Al Gore's internet and I came across this let me pull it up. It's like a website that documents famous creative people's daily routines. And on it's like Benjamin Franklin. It's late, okay? Whatever. Kite. Kurt Vonnegut, Maya Angelou, and then there's 4 composers on here. So I want to know. I'll link it. Well, I'm not editing. Delaney will link it, and you can see what we're talking about. It's a bar graph. It's not a bar graph.
It's a schedule.
Yeah. Okay. But it has bars on it, so I got confused. Meanwhile, I literally study calculus. This is like the biggest disappointment. I literally study calculus and I do basic math on my phone. And this is not a bar graph. It's not even close to a bar graph. It's not even numbers on both sides. Anyway. Yeah, so it's their schedule. So I was gonna ask Delaney. Oh, the 4 composers that are on here. I'm talking in circles. This is literally episode 42. It's a graph with schedules on it. There's 4 composers. 4 composers on here are Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, and Strauss. So I wanted to ask Delaney, take a look at the 4 composers. Which composer's daily schedule would you jive the most with? Maybe not the one that's most similar to you, because that's kind of like hard. You're not out here writing arias, at least not that I know of. But which one can you get down with the most?
At the Kumaf.
Oh, you writing arias for
the Kumaf?
Yeah. What? What? Yeah, I'm not telling you my acronym again. But if you use the Kumaf, y'all heard it here first. I mean 10% of everything y'all make, period. So
okay, I'll give you 10% of that thing.
Okay, it's nothing for now, but now everybody traveling around the world going to the Kumaf.
You're traveling around the world to it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the Kumaf on ice.
Okay. Ice?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that's kind of a hot commodity now? On this planet.
Yeah, you can go to whatever's left of Antarctica.
Right, so
it's probably as green as the spring down there. Penguins sunbathing and all.
We always. Like ice. Do we ever do that left? You know what? We gotta start taking ice cube trays down there. That's
probably what they're doing. You could live in Antarctica. Don't ask me why I was looking up that, but you could live.
And you really are sick of America, aren't you? You really are.
To the point that I bypass every livable country. But you can live down there for like periods of time. I think it's either like at most 6 or 9 months, or maybe it's probably 3 because it's freezing.
There's a couple people that live down there, like
yeah, but it's not like they don't always live down there because like it's literally. Oh my god, I can't imagine how dry their skin is. But and there's nothing around, so if a penguin decides to ambush you, like what you finna do? Penguins live down there, right?
Yeah.
Polar bears are north. Yeah.
Penguins. Wait, there's no polar bears down there?
Maybe.
I mean, there aren't any because
right.
Aren't they like almost?
I watched. You saw the video of the polar bear dying because it was like so freaking hot. It was all skinny and like sweaty. Y'all don't care. So anyway,
Oh, I thought you said. I just said, yeah, I don't care.
Are you kidding?
I was like, dang.
I said y'all don't care about anything. Right. But
the freaking sea lions. You know those? They
okay, but they're aggressive.
They turn the penguins inside out to eat them. I'm like,
I believe it.
I was like, that's so unnecessary.
I went to when I went to San Francisco with orchestra back in high school. I was like, and they took us. I forgot what the area is down there where there's a whole bunch of them. I'm like, why are we here? And I'm like, why would I want to eat my burger and look at seagulls? What are they called? Sea lions. And they all flubbery and like, ugh. Yo, what?
My brother's in arms. Brother's in flubber.
You suck. Anyway, you can live in Antarctica, and I forgot why we were talking about that. But anyway, there's literally.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Okay, so.
Oh, to come up on ice.
Oh yeah, you can go down there, but it'll probably be the same as.
Grass.
Yeah, I'm like, you can go down there, or you can just go to the come up in Jamaica. Probably the same climate by now. Tropical, breezy, and small. Okay, so which composer do you identify with the most, like based on their daily schedule, and like walk us through their schedule? Strauss. You know, he didn't have his meeting with Hitler on.
Right, I was about to say,
on
what
this.
block of time are you using dedicating for Nazism? Don't say that. Like, I don't see that's not one of the categories. There's a category for other.
It's probably definitely other. Especially he was low key ashamed of it, but like not so.
Right, so not ashamed enough to stop.
Okay, what is it? What is it? Please.
So I'm going to, and it's funny because you said not to pick this person because it's biased, but Tchaikovsky.
Oh, hi.
But actually, I think that he is the one that I identify with the most. Because first of all, most of them Beethoven wake up dumb early.
Yeah, like dumb early.
And Tchaikovsky doesn't wake up till about 8. It looks like 7:30, which is about the time that I usually wake up.
Early bird.
You wake up early to me. Then after that, it says having a tea, smoking, reading Bible, and philosophy. I do none of that, but I do have coffee. So, like, that's kind of the equivalent. Wake up, have my coffee. Reading my Bible would be checking my notifications. Reading, I guess. Then going for a walk.
On purpose? A lot of these, I mean, they had nothing else to do.
I like going for walks, especially because I don't really leave my house very much if I don't have to. So I'm trying to force myself to go, like, on a walk. And I live in California, so it's nice.
I don't like walking without a purpose.
I get that. I don't like running without a purpose. But walking without a purpose, or I might go somewhere. I might.
Remember I went to Detroit, when I went to Korea with Letitia, we flew through Detroit, and she's never been to Detroit airport. She's like, you want to walk around? I'm like, no. Backpack viola and an airport that doesn't make sense. The Detroit airport makes no sense. It's like they took it's one big line.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, she's like, you want to walk around? I'm like, or we can sit at the gate.
Also, going on walks is like at this point one of the only times I can just be alone since I don't live alone, which I would love to do. But like if I want to be alone, I'll go on a walk. Then dealing with mail and doing chores. He takes like an hour to do that, which for me that would be like usually finance stuff, and I do have chores. And then composing for a couple, so that's like doing work related stuff. In my opinion, so it's about 2-3 hours. Breaking for lunch, nice and early. Me. Then going for another walk.
But why is his walk time so long? Like,
yeah, he just go for a long walk.
Okay, but where you walking to?
Which I might go.
You walking to Germany from Russia? It's not that far. Well, I don't know what the neighboring country is, but all them lit cities sit right on the border of whatever the next country is.
What I relate to most with his schedule is that he doesn't really have like super long blocks of anything, which is on brand for me because my brain will turn into mud if I try to do something for way too long. So going for a walk, I might take my dog Chinka.
Meanwhile, you have an entire other dog. You don't like that dog.
I do like him. I used to love Black, and I still do.
I think you love him because he's your dog, but you love Chenga.
Because Chenga's more affectionate than he is. And he smells terrible. He just smells gross. And unfortunately he's blind, and now like he's very old. He's like 16, which is like over 100 dog years.
Yo.
Like he's super super old, and like he's very nosy. He's always like,
yeah, I love it.
All in between, up under your legs. You're always tripping over him.
He can't see.
Okay. But even before he couldn't see. But yeah, he just smells really, really bad. Anyway. Then Tchaikovsky has tea and reads a newspaper, so that's me sitting up on my phone or reading. Then back to work, and then he has a group of just other, which is probably me doing nothing.
I'm mood.
Right, and then a long, 4-hour time for having dinner, which is on brand for me as well.
Exactly. I remember, like, my first year here at Eastman was my friend Ushane's first year in law school, and I'm like, yeah, I need an hour for dinner. He's like, for what? I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I have to make the dinner. I have to enjoy myself. I have to, like,
right, be comfortable. You know,
yeah, I'm
like scarfing it down.
Listen, them 3 little extra notes I'm finna learn by scarfing my dinner down can wait. Like, I'm freaking gonna make my food. Now it's 7:30. So it's been 30 minutes. Then I'm finna find something on YouTube. I'm gonna snuggle up.
Exactly.
Then it's gonna be 8 o'clock, and I'll be like, I might could do 8:15.
I would literally not eat if I'm not gonna have a comfortable time eating.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's rare that I'll scarf something down. I struggle with this because, like, I have to get enough sleep, like at least 6 hours for me to feel some type of way. But I identify most with Mozart. So he works pretty late. Like, he composes from like 11 to 1 a.m. And I'm just like, or I can go to bed. But no, one thing with me is I'll practice regardless. Like, if I need to get my time in, I'm gonna get my time in. So I'll like lie around and be like, I just watch one more video. I could take a nap, and I wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'll put a mute on and I'll practice from 1 to 4 in the morning. Like, that's something that I would do. Like, I must get my time in. And I know, like, I do have neighbors upstairs, but also you have a child, so tit for tat.
First of all, okay, dedication nation.
Okay, lazy McGee.
You literally not lazy. You woke up, got out of your bed to practice for 4 hours or 3 hours.
But I also could have done that time before.
Okay, but you still did it. Other than me, where I'm like, well, I'm already in bed now, so
my conscience won't let me, because if I don't get what I'm going
my
for,
will just torture me. So
okay, so then he sleeps, but not enough. Like, are you good? The answer is no. He wakes up and has. Wait, hold up. Oh wait, that's not Mozart. I was like, raw eggs. Okay, so
yeah, on brand for you.
Okay, exactly. So on brand. So this is where me and Mozart was like, okay, here you go, my guy. So Mozart takes an hour to get ready. First of all, why were you taking an hour to get ready? But okay,
gotta powder his wig.
that's true. And then them wigs, that lace front stay laid, okay. And he had no got to be glued either, or a blow dryer to make it tacky. Like, go ahead. I take an hour to get ready at least.
Yeah, I was about to say that's you on a good day.
And especially if I'm going to an event. I'm talking.
The event's gonna be over,
cause I'm gonna like take my time. I want to look the way I want to look. Like, if I'm going to an event, it's at least 2.5 hours, 3 hours for me to get. Cause I have to do my makeup, how my hair gonna look, and I gotta steam my clothes. Like, I didn't steam my dress today. I felt some type of way because it was all at the bottom.
I literally didn't even notice, but
no one noticed except for me. Also was hanging up in my closet. Then he composes for 2 hours. Then he gives music lessons. So I guess, like, this is really like I practice and I teach. So then he takes 4 hours to have lunch with friends. That's some type of shenanigans I'll do. Like, right. Oh, freaking brunch. I love brunch. But also it'll be like, you want to go to Stromboli's? You want to get bubble tea? You want to go to Java's?
Remember we hopped over from me, you, and Richard, hopped over from Stromboli's and then hopped over to Java's and stayed there forever.
Like,
then
literally,
the concert. Then we went to dinner after that. The night before, we literally stayed at that place like an hour after it closed.
like, right, like if we don't got nothing to do, we deep. Like, we were at Stromboli's for an hour and a half. No, longer. We had Stromboli's for like 2 hours because the rehearsal got canceled. Then we were at Java's for an hour and a half. Then we were at Tap and Mallet for 2.5 hours. Like, I could hang. Like, I really could hang. Especially if I'm not tired. And we would have still been at Tap and Mallet. But I was so freaking tired. I had to, like, go lay down. And then he composes more. So, looking at about 5 to 6 hours of time dedicated, even longer in a day. Like, he was dedicating about 8 hours.
How come the overture to what's the name didn't get to done?
Yeah,
didn't get done to the more than others.
I feel like, you know what this looks like to me? I feel like this is Mozart's, like, you know,
this
like what I do in a day video he did for YouTube, like on his good day. I mean, like, I have never practiced 8 hours in a day because right around the 6 hour mark, like my hand starts to give out. So I've never done more than 6 hours in one day.
Well, also you practice all in the same, like you practice all the way through.
Yeah,
Which
most
is
times.
crazy to me.
Like I try to do chunks. Like I don't like the unpacking an hour or whatever. I just don't like that. Like
You don't really have to.
I mean, I got much to unpack, but I rather just. I'm the type of person I like to get stuff over with. Like, especially like when I get up in the morning, if I can just do 4 hours and I have the rest of my day, I don't gotta be thinking about practicing or nothing like that. Like that's amazing. It's over. It's done. 8 to 12, and then I have the rest of my day to do whatever I need to do. But yeah, we'll link this thing, and you can take a look at what we're looking at. It's kind of cool. Like if you hover over the different names, like you'll see. And there's also other people on here. Like I said, Picasso, some other people I don't know, Freud, Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin. You know, people. Charles Darwin is a creative. How?
Oh well, theory of he was a thinker. He established theory of evolution. That's creative. I mean, it's based on science, but it is like.
Yeah, I don't think creativity. I mean, yeah, I guess I just don't think creativity when I think about him, because I've only learned about him in the science class.
But you can be creative with like, I think that's creative, like to come up with the theory of evolution.
Yeah. Well,
like, it's not like he had no scientific evidence, but like he still like to true. Be able to be. I'm the type of stuff I take stuff at face value. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But he was like, let me dig deeper and theorize and stuff. I'd be like, it is what it is.
For real.
You be.
I be. Night. We're moving on. Right. Okay, so today we're doing a Storytime episode about rehearsal. So basically, if you never seen a Storytime, you say you never seen a Storytime on.
No.
I watch so much YouTube though, but like people will do Storytimes like my crazy freshman year roommate, and it'd be like a Storytime of like what happened.
What was the example that you gave me?
Anyway, so
what are you talking about?
It's a PG podcast.
I have to be.
Okay. You see, Delaney wants an explicit rating. Can you imagine looking up a classical music podcast and then there's E next to it? Like, I will click on it. Like, what are y'all talking about?
E for everyone, though.
Okay, instead of a day in the life of composer's sex life. Ugh.
I don't know, because y'all were not showering
at all.
Ooh,
like the girls, if the girls put up with stuff today, what was y'all putting up with back then? Because y'all was bathing.
I want to know what Schubert was doing, because
I can't even say what I want to say about Schubert and his escapades.
Right, so. And but I don't take one person to give it to you, I guess.
And the color of things.
What are we doing? The story time, right?
Okay, so story time is basically when someone tells you a story. It's in the name. We need a jingle like story time.
Right, here we go.
So Delaney and I have stories related to rehearsal that we want to share. So here we go. Give me a story that you have for rehearsal.
Once upon a time.
Okay, not long ago, I was a hoe. And then do you know that song?
Yes. Tell us more.
Whose song is that? Oh, that girl from Real Housewives.
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, once upon a time, I was in a chamber group, and two of my 3 stories about chamber groups, because I just have not had the best experience in chamber groups, which is unfortunate.
Because you freaking love chamber music, like
so
it's like your thing.
So, but I had a chamber group where my teacher was our coach, which was
like, how perfect is that?
It is, but also like I felt like a lot of pressure, like especially.
Meanwhile, this year, your violas ain't feeling no pressure. Oh, but he wasn't your coach. He just ran the seminar, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. But I felt a lot of pressure, especially because things with this group were always in pandemonium. So like, and I was of course his contact for the group. So like, I was the person that always had to bring the terrible, like the news of like, did you guys rehearse this week? Well, what's this name? We had to drag so and so by her hair to rehearsal. Like, you know.
I just picture you dragging this girl through Lori.
Because I remember one time, this is not the story I did to tell, but when we were like, we desperately needed to rehearse because we had a performance, and we were gonna rehearse on Easter, and we were like, what about Sunday? And she's like, what is Easter? And I'm like, first, are
you even Christian?
Right.
It's Sunday to you.
Church. I was like, I went to church on Easter, and I was like, well, after, I was like, what about after church? Because I actually am going to church. You probably aren't. Like. That's what bothered me. Maybe if I wasn't going to church and I didn't celebrate Easter, then, because, you know, when other people don't, like, they don't feel the need to, like, call out, you know, that's somebody's religion, like, you don't want to call out, especially, but I'm like, I actually am celebrating Easter, and I'm saying, can we practice on Easter? God don't want me to play out of tune either.
And God says everything in decency and in order.
Right.
So. And that intonation is not either of those, sis. Listen, I ain't talking about nobody's intonation, but let's just... The favor of God was on her life when she graduated from this institution.
No.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. That was a side note. But this same group, so we had a nice coaching with my teacher plan for the morning, and the viola seat remained empty.
Not remained empty.
Was empty from the beginning, was empty when he got there.
Oh
and was
my
empty
God.
When the coaching was over. So understandably, like, I was embarrassed.
Yeah, like this is group. Like, you're supposed to be acting like a professional.
This teacher, like, first of all, and the coaching was on a weekend.
So he left his house to come
to work on a weekend to coach our group
because he like is invested in you guys.
Right. This man who's a professor at the Eastman School of Music and has been for 4 decades, and you freaking don't show up to coaching, and then go message me after and was like, "Oh, sorry, I slept through." First of all, the coaching was at like 11:30. Like,
yikes!
It's not like it was at 8 a.m. Like, she was like, "Oh, I slept through it. How did it go okay?"
I would left
No, it did not go okay. You weren't there. I didn't respond.
I would have left her on red. Yeah, absolutely. That's big red energy.
I left her on red because I was like, that it literally no. We played the Trump quartet. You were not there. By definition, it did not go okay. What the heck? How could it have gone okay when a literal whole part was missing?
See, I can't tell for me if I would have left her on red, or if I would have been like, "What you think?"
That would be good.
What you reckon?
No, I reckon.
Depends how I felt. Depends how the spirit was moving me, or not moving me.
Because I was like, "Are you kidding? Did it go okay?" Yep, went just fine. Actually, you don't have to come to the concert either if you don't want. If you want,
actually, you know what? They just came out with a new version, edited.
Right.
You're super good.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
So. Yeah, it went okay. Your part wasn't important anyway. Like what? Well, oh God, it's green and blue.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so that's how that ended. Oh, it actually ended with her being like salty towards me afterwards. But I'm like, are you kidding? You're literally 100% in the wrong. Like
1,000%. Like it's only you. Like Wrongville, population you.
Right. So, and we all lived crappily ever after.
What's the moral of the story, boys and girls?
Moral of the story is don't sleep through your coaching. What the heck? Or any rehearsals. Be on time. And be prepared. Like, what? Be professional.
Yeah.
That's the overarching. Be professional.
So my story has to do with orchestra. So it's one of my favorite stories. So I was at Illinois State University. It was my sophomore year, and Brahms 1. This is terrible. Brahms 1 was on the program. And so we all get to rehearse the first rehearsal. And for whatever reason, Dr. Bach's in a mood. Who knows why? So we already knew it was like freaking over with. So we're reading through it. We're reading through the first movement. It sounds like trash, like hot trash in July. And Dr. Block stops the orchestra. He's like, if you don't know this piece, it's too late. Quit the profession. And, and to this day, he denies that he said that. Like, on some Jaleesa junk. Like, denies that I'm like, you literally said that. You said, and I'm sitting there like, I didn't know Brahms won. So I was like, so, that was
too late.
Yes.
I didn't play my first Brahms symphony until last summer.
I don't think he did. I don't. To clarify, he didn't mean.
Oh, he meant like if you don't know your part.
Yeah,
okay.
Or like because for him, which is like every orchestra, it's like you should have listened to this before you came here. Like you're not sight reading a piece like blank. Like you've never heard it. You haven't played the notes. Like you should never ever do that. So people come in there having no idea how, when he goes on one of his rants, it's like, so you sort of come in here, how do you sort of come? But he's like, you sort of come in here clueless, like not knowing Brahms won. And then he's like, everyone knows Brahms won. Like if you don't know Brahms won, like it's too late, quit the profession. And like the whole orchestra goes dead. Cause it's like, what do you even, I remember normally we rehearse in, and we started Brahms one early because it was like kind of like a huge thing for us. So, I mean, like I know at Eastman they just be whipping out Brahms, but like for us it was like we normally rehearse a piece for, I think we have like 6 week cycles, maybe something like that. But we started the cycle before, like we started this because we did a Christmas cycle in ISU, so we had like music for the holidays. So we started rehearsing Brahms for that during that cycle for like in October for the March concert, because I don't know, I guess we had good horns that year, we had good stuff, so we could do a Brahms one, but also like they wanted to be perfect, and it was ended up being really good, but that was like not the way to start at all. And the moral of the story is listen to your music before you go to rehearsal, at least.
Right.
At the very least. That thing was freaking tense. But it's also one of my favorite Dr. Block moments. He doesn't care at all about you and your little feelings. Oh. But he's great, obviously.
All right, next story, short one, same person. This time they did show up, so.
Wow.
I mean, don't applaud a fish for swimming.
I was just about, you took the words right out of my mouth. Do not applaud a fish for swimming.
It was another coaching. Just walked in with, and I'm not one to tell somebody what to wear, but I do believe in time and place. Coaching with distinguished professor of the Eastman School of Music. Had a sweatshirt on, took it off. First of all, coochie cutters on, midriff on. You should have seen his face. He looked disgusting.
I would have been pissed.
He was looking at her like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, everyone in this room is visibly uncomfortable.
I mean, because like, girl, wear what you want, but also like have respect for the person teaching you. Yes, you know,
for sure.
And I've always been like that. Like I'm pretty like particular about what I wear to a lesson, because I am respecting the fact that you have to be here. We're in a professional space. Like I wouldn't dress up because when Dr. Block went to Eastman, men had to wear 3-piece suits. Like that's the standard of dress. I don't know what women had to wear because he's not a woman, so he wouldn't know what the women had to wear. But and you still see some of those traits, like the harp studio here. They're not allowed to wear pants, stuff like that. You've noticed
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, the harp studio has a standard of dress. Wow. It's not even like a fluke. That's what it is, a standard of dress.
But like I dress casually to my lessons, although like if I get dressed in the morning and like I have a shirt that's like kind of see-through and like something like that, if I put it on and I remember, I have a lesson today, I will change. Yeah. I don't think a ton about it, but I would just make sure that I don't have on something that's very short because I literally have to open my legs to play. Mm-hmm. Or something that's super duper low cut because I have to lean over my thumb position. Now my titty pop out in the lesson. Now what we finna do? Like,
what you finna do?
I would never, like...
First of all, you can't go back.
So embarrassed.
If your titty fell out in front of him, you can't go back.
I would be so embarrassed.
You understand that.
Yes.
Like you have to take an L in lessons in applied studio. I'm talking about no studio, no bass. Like you would have to take an F and go to a different school. Your entire areola is on top of is on top of your bass.
All right, let's go. that was oh my gosh. But I just was like, it was like to the point where like there's a lot of stuff. Like, we live in, it's school. You can be casual. There's a lot of stuff that you can wear. Like, I'm not saying you can't wear a skirt. I'm not saying you can't wear anything that's, like, kind of, like, above the knee. Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, you can wear stuff that's above your knee. But, like, it was the point where it was like, sis, your undercarriage
right
is on display. Like, you been down at a freaking, like, 2-degree angle, and your booty cheek is here.
I don't know. I think, yeah, you can wear it if you want, but it's also like respect. And it's not saying like when I'm not saying that like on some weird junk like you have a male teacher like you don't want him getting hard. Like I don't mean that, but it's also like respect for like this is a professional environment. You know what I'm saying? Like
would I wear a t-shirt to a lesson? Yeah,
I would, depending. I'm weird about that though. Like
to school.
I'm not.
I'm at school all day. Mm-hmm. Like,
I don't dress up for my lessons at all. I'm not putting slacks on, but I'm gonna look like I put effort into what I'm wearing.
I mean, I look busted on a daily basis.
Anyway, so like I was saying,
like my regular clothes I'll wear to a lesson as long as it's not low cut, see through.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't wear like a tank top, like depending on how like what the cut is, because a lot of my tank tops are kind of low cut. I just have to make sure, like, especially if I wear like layers, I have to make sure like if I'm hot, I will be able to take this off and not be like, because there's just certain like, especially because it's a very physical instrument. Like, I gotta be bending over and you know all of that. Like, I don't know, and I just feel like, especially because they made not only like the look on his face was priceless. The way he looked at her, like, are you kidding me? Especially because, like, he was probably fed up with that dang group.
Absolutely.
Because one of the other people on our first coaching forgot her music at her apartment. We were at school.
See, I do stuff like that. Like, I could be a space cadet. That's why the other day I put my music, I was going from rehearsal to here to the performance place, and I put my music in my case. I'm like, because I am good for forgetting my music.
I take that for granted though, because we have that whole pocket in the back of our case. Like, that's just where I keep my music.
I remember one time I was taking a mock audition for excerpt class, and I was like, I'm gonna be on time and just get there and sit and just get there, and guess who doesn't have any of her music? And it's like Melissa did it, and she's very like particular about it, so I know if I threw the schedule off by going back to get my music, like, it'll be a problem. Also, I couldn't do that because she pays other RPO musicians to be in the mock audition, so that's not an option for me to throw the schedule off. So I had to use Chanel's music and did terribly because none of my markings are in there. I could do spacey stuff like that all the time. Well, amazing, I made it this far.
That was his first impression of that person.
Great. So,
that's the same person that didn't want to.
Easter.
Yeah. So we're gonna be praying all day, or we're gonna be eating Cheetos with you.
It's not Ramadan, sis, at all.
And then it was freaking that same day on Easter. Later, at like 6 p.m. was like, oh, I can have a coaching today. A coaching. Because remember, that was the day we were gonna have a coaching on that day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why would you text me in the evening on this day and say that, like, oh, I have time for a coaching now. Do you want me to call my teacher now while he's at home?
Yes.
Like, can you come over here right now?
Actually, we can come to you eating dinner. Oh, dinner and a show? We can do that for you.
Moral of the story is, just don't have your titties out.
Period.
In front of your teacher.
That's on period, boo.
Right. So.
Herb got mad at me because, he saw my dress and he was like, oh, I wish like we had that much variety. And I was like, you could wear suspenders. And he was like, did you just tell me I could wear suspenders and you got a whole dress on? I'm like, yeah, look, colorful ones, dots on them. People love dots.
Yeah, wear some fun socks.
Yeah. Do they have to have black socks for orchestra?
Depending on who. Like, sometimes people will request it.
Oh.
I think for orchestra, yeah. For chamber music, I think it's up to your group.
Yeah, I mean, like, standard, like, you don't have to have your titties out, you can have suspenders.
Alright, you got another one?
So, this one is about the last Gateways Festival. That was my first one. And I was in the Ravel Quartet, and I was kind of mad about it because I was like, everybody else playing Mozart, and I got to actually learn my music. And it was freaking hard. And so I go in there like a rookie. I'm just like, I got an idea about how this goes. I'm just gonna see how it goes. I've since stopped doing that because the last time I did it, it went terribly. So I learned my lesson the hard way. But so I went in there, and that's where I met Kyle, who's like my boo thing now, but I freaking hated Kyle because he hated me first, and he denies it. I'm like, you didn't like me first, Kyle, because of this comment, right? So we going along, and we going back and forth or whatever, and then we stop, and we're like, because the thing with Gateways is like, it's a lot of fun, but you have like, depending on what you're performing in, you have 3 or 4 days to put something together, so that's not a lot of time. And I was like, so they expecting us to do the whole thing, and like, why we gotta do the whole thing, you know? Why don't we do like a couple of movements? And Kyle was like, well, I practiced the whole thing, so yes. Kyle sucks, like, and he'll deny it. He's like, well, I practiced the whole thing, so
I mean,
and I was like,
if you catch me in the right mood, I'm good for it, cause
yeah, I mean, and I was like, okay, boo, you can relax with all that, but not, cause then, you know, I was in my feelings. And he was like, you would be rude to me first. I was like, are you kidding, Kyle? Like,
I mean, I didn't think your comment was ruder than his was.
You said what?
I didn't think your comment was ruder than his was.
What was my comment? Do we have to learn the whole thing? That's what I said.
No, when you said whatever you said after he said, well, I practiced the whole thing.
And then what did I say? I'm confused.
Didn't you just say, you could calm down with all that? Or
something? I didn't say that to him. I just met him. It was like the first rehearsal.
I thought you said that. I was like, okay, you took it there.
No, and he'll be like, well, I practiced that part, so I'm like, you could relax, like, and you know, Kyle good for it. Like, the moral of the story is, have all your music learned by the first rehearsal. Been there, done that. Do it now. So
that reminds me of something rude I said in the rehearsal one time. It wasn't even rude because I was a little irritated because this is actually not the story I intended to tell, but I was a little irritated because we were on a time crunch. Somebody had the room after us. This is not at Eastman. This is at a music festival that I was at last summer. And all those girlfriend was sitting up in there.
Oh my God,
like,
y'all know.
You guys we were playing the Brook Octet. She was like, well, you guys might be able to.
Might be able to what? Nobody asked
like,
you.
She was a musician, but I'm like, sis, you're not our coach. Like,
exactly.
She was talking and talking and talking, and I was like, all right, so how about we go and have the people who are in the group talk before we run out of time.
And what did she say?
She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
And I was like, yes, it's like, I guess you just
no, I said behind
like,
that.
We're on a time crunch. Nobody who is actually in our ensemble and has been at every single rehearsal has had time to say anything, and no one asked you for your opinion. So
yeah, that's weird. But people are weird like that. Like, I remember
that their advice is always welcome. It's not.
It's not. Even Cremaine sat in. Well, I just had met Cremaine, and he sat in on a Ravel rehearsal and said nothing because you're not supposed to say anything. And actually, Gordon asked Cremaine something about balance, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, well, da da da," and like knowing Cremaine, like Cremaine gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cremaine be talking, but he said in his place. It's not your place to say anything. You are here because you have extra time, and you're just gonna sit in this rehearsal.
Especially because especially because then nobody asked you
at all.
Like, you literally got 8 people in this room who are in the group that you're like, and especially you giving a long-winded girl.
Ugh, y'all be so entitled. This is annoying.
Right. But my actual story that I was gonna tell was when I was in high school. I was sitting principal for string ensemble, and they try to like engage the principals and give them more responsibility. So one of the string teachers who was conducting asked me, like, was asking the principals, like, about bow stuff. So he asked me in the middle of rehearsal, like, where would you play this part in the bow? And I was like, oh, I will play at the balance point, whatever. It was a little bouncy, kind of light, it's easy to play at the balance point. And this one dude, like 2 stands down, was like, well, really, we might could play. First of all, remind you, this dude can't read music. He's always high.
Wait, is it? No, it's not him. And also, why would y'all be in the same ensemble?
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, but also this is in high school, so yeah, you wouldn't know him.
Yeah, but this person you knew in high school
went to my high school and was a bass player.
No, that's what I'm saying. But why would y'all be in the same? You said always high.
Oh,
so, but why would y'all be in the same ensemble? Oh, means I guess symphony orchestra. You still know what I'm talking about?
I'm not quite following.
At all.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about now. No, we didn't go to the same high school.
But y'all was in YOLO, so I kind of
together. No, but this guy, he was like, we might could do it at the Frog. And, like, just mind you, first of all, this dude be having his shirt off in rehearsal. Like,
at school?
Didn't nobody care. I went to art school. Didn't nobody care. And I tell you, first of all,
y'all are weird.
Halloween, that's an understatement.
Like, y'all are weird.
Halloween, first of all, I'm not included in it. On Halloween, we didn't have any academic classes. Because, like, it was that big of a deal. Halloween. Yeah.
First of all, looking at the shape of your building, I got an up close look at it.
Oh, no, it wasn't that high school.
Oh.
That high school was weird, but also, like, no one knew how to play the instrument, so it was worse.
Wait, the high school with the little spiral thing was not the good one?
No, that was my first one.
Really?
It was terrible.
Right downtown, next to Symphony Hall and all of that?
It was terrible. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's not what I thought that was the good one. It even looked like the good one.
Yeah, they put a whole bunch of effort in that for nothing.
No.
But but on Halloween, first, this same guy, he dressed up as, like, I guess a Tarzan type thing, and he had his Jane. He wore nothing but a Speedo with some leaves glued to it, and the girl wore, like, 2, like, leaves on her titties and, like, a thong.
First of all, where your mama or whoever takes care of you at?
To school.
Like, a thong to school?
Yes. I was like, that's how weird it was. But anyway, this same dude, he was like, yeah, we might do it at the Frog, and our teacher was like,
oh god,
he was like, I can't remember the exact wording, which is bothering me, but I do remember the exact wording of the second half of the sentence. He was basically like, I think her way works better, and we can take advice from you when you become principal. Everybody. And you know what? It was worse than that.
That is so embarrassing.
That we can take advice from you when you become principal. That's a direct quote, but I can't remember the first half of the sentence, which was even more trifling. Them teachers didn't play. Like you said, most people being rude is like them paying it forward to somebody else rude to them.
Honestly, I think that's what I've noticed. Like, I think because classical music people be really pretentious about these, like, 3 little dots on the page. Like, y'all be so pressed about these 3 little dots, right? So I think what it is people have been rude to you, and it's like your time to shine. So you're gonna pay it forward, because in the way I talk to my kids, like, I've been spoken to that way. Like, a lot of things I say to my kids I've gotten from Dr. Block. Like, you're freaking clueless. Like, you are clueless. Like, you sort of don't know where you are. Like, or like the other frog. Definitely got that from Dr. Block. I'd be like, I say this to kids all the time. I'm like, the frog, the other frog. I'm like, are you even here? Like, what are you doing? Hello? Like, are you good? No. Or I told you before we started recording that Dr. Block called me illiterate one time because I was conducting one of the movements in l'Histoire de Soldat, and the Stravinsky thing. It's hard. It's freaking hard to conduct. I probably should not have been working on it, but I was conducting one of the movements in l'Histoire de Soldat, and I missed a forte piano, and he was like, "You're illiterate." I'm like, for one. I was like, but the thing is, I'm not offended by that because Dr. Block literally speaks in hyperbole. I'm a senior in music school and can read, and I'm illiterate because I missed one thing. You're ridiculous. You are absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't call a kid illiterate because that's actually mean. Like that's I'll probably get fired for that. A strong talking to, but yeah, the other frog. You're clueless. You go through life not figuring it out. That was.
Well, moral of my story is respect the rehearsal pipeline. If you have a question or concern, say it to the principal, not for the entire orchestra, because you will get dragged.
The rehearsal pipeline. You should do. I had an episode idea about that. You just reminded me. Because Jasmine told me something about, like, today she was like, oh, Principal Oboe is on stage. I can go on stage. And I was like, is that a thing?
Oh.
I mean, let me say Oboe thing.
That sounds weird.
It's like.
That sounds like old.
I think it's. She said it's like a Eastman thing. But it might.
Oh, but knowing her teacher, that makes sense. Knowing her teacher, that's probably something that came from him. Because he coached a group that I was in for Dvorak, Serenade for Winds, cello bass. And like he had to think about like the ladies going on stage first, and like some and like the tuning thing. He said that winds don't need to tune. He's like, winds don't need to tune. Like, just playing tune. It's like what?
Wow. I didn't even think about that. I'll be on stage if I want to be on stage. Like,
yeah, what the heck?
Now the principal viola got the runs, so we run on stage 30 seconds before because
that's weird, and that's backwards because concertmaster don't go on stage first. They go on stage last.
I guess she said it's an etiquette thing. Like, it's weird.
That sounds old. Yeah,
it sound like old thinking.
Yeah,
yeah, like 3-piece suits to school.
Yeah, that makes sense coming from.
My last story has to do with my fave. Shout out to George Taylor. So, Mr. Taylor, if you know anything about Mr. Taylor, his like thing is chamber music. He loves chamber music. So, if you don't come correct to chamber music, you're playing yourself, and like it's not gonna end well for you, my guy. So, like even with my sonatas, I'm not the best at continuously listening to my music. I will admit that. If I'm gonna learn a new piece, I'll listen to it initially when I'm trying to figure it out, and then like I'm on my own. I don't do a good job of checking back in. But when I was playing that Brahms, I was because you're not gonna have me out here because he'll be like, "What does the piano have in this bar?" And I'll be like, and like it would not end well for me. And we already know he kind of rude, so. And then also having a score. Like he's very like you don't go to a rehearsal without a score. When I was doing Hailstork, I knew to bring him an extra score because I knew I was not gonna play myself. You're not gonna have me in my feelings days before my recital. So this chamber goes in there, and the violist he was an exchange student, so he's no longer here. But he went in. His part was really well learned. Like he went in there to play, but his other members like they were playing. Like it was 4 people playing separately together, right? So it sounded like cohesive or whatever. No, it didn't sound cohesive. It sounded they were playing together, but it wasn't good, you know. So Mr. Taylor, they finished, and he was like, "So, how many hours a day y'all put in on practicing this?" And made them go around one by one and say, first violin goes, I don't know, like 30 minutes. Second violin goes like 20 minutes, an hour. Viola goes about an hour and a half. And then cello goes, yeah, about 20 minutes. And Mr. Taylor's like, so you came in here to my studio class to play and like combined, y'all barely have like 2 hours. And I was like, my neck got all hot. I was like, where this is going?
Your son.
He's like, he basically, I don't remember exactly what he said word for it. It was 2 years ago, but he like reamed them. It was embarrassing. Basically, like, why would you come to my class unprepared? And like, you have to do better. And like, I want to hear this again next week. League's better. And they came and played it the next week, and it was better. But it was like the best thing ever. Because Studio T ain't always high, but when it is, and like, that's one thing I will miss about studios. I'm not gonna say that, but like, studio was okay. It's just like the hour, and then let's just say Mrs. Taylor controls it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we could get out of 10, we could get out of 11. But
yeah, my studio don't have an end time.
But I do
usually run long though.
It is printed 8 to 10. That's all I'm finna say.
He messed up.
You guys don't have an end time for real?
It does not.
Really?
Yeah, it's just until.
Oh, you can not tell me. We will be there
Till the cops come knocking.
Like security guards will even be like, "Oh, it's Wednesday, ain't it? Okay, we'll let George go till 2 this time." Like, and the thing I love about Mr. Taylor, he just don't care. People are visibly dying. Okay. Like, people are visibly, because it's like, you've been sitting in one spot at the 2 hour mark. It's like you be looking at him like, we getting out of 10 today. Who knows? People are like literally like looking like they're on their like. Call the ambulance because people are tired. We've been at school all day. You can't use your phone. Like, people are literally like distraught, right? And he keeps going, all right, so play it again from top. One more time. And I just love it because he's so dedicated to his students. A lot of teachers like probably wouldn't even use the whole time. Like, I love that. But Studio T be hot. It don't always be eventful, but when it is, it's great. So that was my favorite. It didn't happen to me as well, so that made it even better. Because you're not going to embarrass. I'm an animal grad student. You're not going to embarrass me in front of everybody talking about how often you practice this. I got up there with Adrian one time. We played. What do me and Adrian play?
That thing.
Verninsky. Oh yeah, we got up there too. I don't remember how that went. I have no recollection. I know it was hot.
It was so hot. I remember how it went. I remember he was like, he told us to play it faster and clapped it, and I was like, you can't just put it 50 clicks faster and expect me to not.
Yes, he does. That's how he is. Like,
I'm like, if I could play it that fast, I would have played it that fast.
That's how he is. He's like, all right, so that was cute. He'll be like,
let's warm up.
Right. He'll be like, no one ever plays it like that, so here we go. Boom, 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 go. Like, it's right. Like, it's so fast. It's like, this doesn't, okay. Like, I played something for him.
Oh, yeah. That's when he said he wasn't going to he's like, if you're going to play it, then you going to play it. We're not going to
accommodate the bass.
I was like, wow.
And then he realized what he said. He went back and fixed it.
Or the viola. I was like, nah. I know what you freaking meant. Okay.
He settled though because listen, with these teachers it's give and take, because if you really follow all these teachers, they'll have you out here like in a home, like you cannot follow them, right? So it's like he said, like, okay, let's go this fast, and like we'll meet you in the middle, and that's exactly what we did. We probably like 10-15 clicks faster than we played it the first time, and that's all we're doing. Like, and you liked it. That's period. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, it's like tempo really brings like in orchestral music too. Like, that's why they tell you listen to 3-4 recordings or something, because like people take stuff at different tempos. They do. And
also when it's clean and neat, it's gonna sound fast.
Right. I'd rather it be
now
moderato and clean than freaking vivace, and now we and crip walking over the things, and
right
now our fingers playing Twister.
Right. Missing octaves. I'm playing it in E major. But he likes to do that with Stamets, and I will never forget. Mr. Taylor messed me up in my audition. I probably said this before on the show, because I was playing the cadenza to the first movement of Stamets in my audition, and I was holding out a fermata, doing my little thing, just trying to make it into the score. And he like gave a nod for me to keep going, and I had a memory slip. I'm like, mind your business. So then fast forward years later, I was using Stamets for an audition, and he was like, you like to play this? I'm like, first of all, you remember this from 3 years ago? Not you like to. Like, I have a tendency, but he's like, you like to play this like it's a slow movement cadenza. I'm like, not everybody want to play Stamets lightning speed. Like, it could be a 10-minute movement, so it's like, it's gonna be okay. And also, when Stamets wrote this, couldn't nobody play it. Viola wasn't even a thing back then. Viola wasn't championed until Primrose. So who was playing it? Whom? Who? Okay.
The wrong person.
Well, Rebecca Clark was before Primrose, but you know what I mean. Like, couldn't nobody play Stamets like that?
Get sexually harassed by her teacher, so.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh, y'all suck.
Like, we can't do nothing,
at all.
Anyway.
Well, let us know what you think about our stories, and I'll probably put something on our Instagram.
Social media connoisseur.
Meanwhile, I forgot. I started a Trifling Tidbits Tuesday and forgot to do it on Tuesday. Wow.
Is that a weekly thing?
It's supposed to be weekly, so y'all gonna mind your business, and y'all will see it on Tuesday. I'm normally good for my word. I don't know what happened. Oh, gateways. We can talk about gateways next week. Oh, I thought we were done. Let's move on.
Tons and tons of segments on this show.
Seggy waggy.
Right. Segment Tilly Black Box.
Meanwhile, it's only like 4 segments. Barely. All right, it's time for Black Excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because there's room for everybody at the top. Who you got this week, Delaney? Is it my dude?
Yes. We're talking about Hassan Anderson.
Okay, Hassan.
Right. Hassan is an oboist.
He's the oboist. Like, what the?
Right, he's not an oboist.
Like, he's that girl. Like, what?
He's a soloist, a chamber musician, and a teacher. He teaches at the Music Advancement Program at Juilliard Pre-College.
Okay.
He is also the oboist for a New York-based chamber music ensemble named Shuffle Concert. With that ensemble, he's toured Israel 3 times.
Okay.
And he's performed throughout the U.S.
Okay, Jesus status.
Right. He's performed at the Will Concert Hall, at Carnegie Hall, the Rose Studio at Lincoln Center, the Rhinebeck Chamber Music Society series. I can't pronounce that word. So, a chamber music series in Los Angeles. The Pepperdine University Center for the Arts, and a bunch of summer music festivals like Canada's Chamber Fest in Ottawa. Just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons.
Like, he popping.
Right. Like, name a city, he been there.
Right.
Like, he's recorded an album of various works, by various artists, including Schumann, Gershwin, Avner Dorman, which was a world premiere.
Come on, world premiere.
Right.
Y'all premiering pieces?
Right.
Y'all
Jonathan
made it.
Caron, which was another world premiere. Right.
2.
Multiple world.
Oh, it's more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He was featured on Unremembered, which is a song cycle by Sarah Kirkland Snyder. He has also made guest appearances with the American Ballet Theater, the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra, the Jacksonville Symphony Orchestra, the Jupiter Symphony Chamber Players, the East Coast Contemporary Ensemble, and the Harlem Chamber Players, and the Juilliard Orchestra. And listen, you better let them know you're versatile. In his bio, it says equally at home in classical and jazz genres.
You better be equal.
Right. I was like, come on, equally.
Right. Just in case you were wondering.
Right. Ain't no 60-40.
Right. So. Period. Equally. Embarrassing you in both.
Right. So.
If you were wondering.
He served as a teaching artist for Carnegie Hall and the Little Orchestra Society in New York City, and Jazz House Kids, which is the only community arts organization in New Jersey that's exclusively dedicated to educating children through jazz. He also, in addition to the Juilliard Pre-College, he serves on faculty at the Harlem School of the Arts, and the Wortherberry Pembridge School, but that sounds fancy.
Sound fancy as heck.
And he's assistant conductor of the New Jersey City University Orchestra.
Oh.
Like, I was like,
and conductor.
Right. Come on, jazz oboist, classical oboist, soloist, chamber musician, educator, and conductor.
It's still 24 hours in a day.
Right.
I be asking you every week because I really be confused.
Right.
I really be like dumbfounded.
Meanwhile, I'm like,
okay. Dang. Right. That's. I mean, I still feel some type of way about that tent. And if he ever listens to this, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But freaking that. Honestly, when I heard him play, that.
Oh, you know what he forgot? Comedian. Because he did some talking in between pieces. It was hilarious. And engaging.
Yeah.
I can say for most of y'all. So.
And the way he tied it, 'cause we played Beethoven before, he was like shout out to the other group for doing Beethoven. Like, there's something about playing Beethoven in the summer, like summer and Beethoven, rosé and Beethoven. Like, it was just funny. Like, it was engaging. You could tell like he knows how to speak to an audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a joy.
I'm gonna play this.
I'm gonna play this this little piece by what's it by?
I hope you like it, and if you don't, then
don't say nothing.
I'm like, he
he's out here. Like, I told him, I'm like, I ain't never heard no oboe playing like that before in my life. Like, ever in life. Like, ever.
An engaging performer. Like, he's really fun to watch play.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't really care for going to concerts like that, but I did enjoy hearing him and seeing him play. So,
I mean, I ain't finna lie. Like, the oboes have been mistreating me the past couple of days, but I stand. So, I can get over it. But shout out to Hassan. We'll keep being black at excellent. We will link his social media and websites and accolades in the description.
Right. You got a piece of the week?
I do. Piece of the week this week is Amen by Carlos Simon. So this piece is lit.
It is.
Like, so it's basically a piece, it's a new piece. I asked Jasmine, she was proud of me for liking this piece. She wasn't because she's like, Katie, it's not new, but it was commissioned by the University of Michigan Symphony Band, and it's a homage to his family's generational affiliation with the Pentecostal church, and you can really hear that. Like, there's a clapping session, you know, when churches be like that part of the end. It was like, it's lively. The shout out to the brass section in that, like, what?
Like, they were,
and they got like hoops and hollers because they worked the entire piece. Like, it's so dynamic. It's in 3 movements. And the second movement is my favorite. Like, you have to. I played the version for orchestra, but like I said, it was originally written for a symphony band. So I can link his website as well. So take a look at Carlos Simon's work. I played something else, like some other pieces. This is not my first time with this composer. I don't want to say the wrong name of the piece because that's not what we're about to do. Actually, let me find it because I liked it a lot. Let me see. I played Plagues of Egypt, and that was also, I really enjoyed that piece because it was like bugs and junk flying from the sky. So yeah, check out him. We'll link the website. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on social media at Classically Black Podcast. If you have a piece of the week suggestion, Black Excellence suggestion, girl, what you want us to know, send them to classicallyblackpodcast@gmail.com, and we will talk to you next week.